Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by hills, there lived an old lady. She was very old, with silver hair and a face full of gentle wrinkles. But her eyes, they were bright and full of kindness. Everyone in the village loved her because she was always happy, even when life was hard. She lived alone in a little cottage near an ancient banyan tree. She had no children, and her husband had passed away many years ago, yet she never complained. Every day, she would sit beneath the tree, speak kindly to those who passed by, and always smile. In that village, people worked hard. Some were farmers, some were carpenters, and others worked in the small market. But life wasn't easy. Sometimes the rain didn't come and the crops withered. Sometimes people fell ill and couldn't earn their living. Many villagers felt sad or worried. One morning, a young woman named Radha came to see the old lady. Her eyes were red from crying. "I don't know what to do," she said softly. "My husband has gone to the city to find work, but he hasn't sent any money. My children are hungry, and I'm so afraid." The old lady looked at her with gentle eyes and smiled kindly. "Sit down, my child," she said. "Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Radha wiped her tears and whispered, "I don't know. I keep thinking bad things will happen. What if my husband can't find work? What if he forgets about us?" The old lady shook her head slowly. "Radha, when we fill our minds with dark thoughts, we feel worse. But when we choose to think hopeful thoughts, we feel better. And sometimes good things follow." Radha asked, "But how can I think good thoughts when everything feels so difficult?" The old lady's eyes sparkled. "Let me tell you a story," she said. Radha leaned in, curious. Once there was a poor man who had nothing, no food, no money, no family. He sat by the river, weeping. An old woman passed by and asked, "Why do you cry?" The man said, "I have nothing. How can I be happy?" The old woman smiled and replied, "You have the river. You have the trees. You have the sun warming your face. Look around you. There is beauty and life everywhere. If you dwell on what you lack, you will always be miserable. But if you notice what you have, you will find peace." The man listened. Slowly, he stopped crying. He began to see the gifts around him. And from that day forward, his life began to transform. The old lady looked at Radha warmly. "You see, my dear, his life didn't change because of magic. It changed because he changed his perspective. When we think positively, our hearts feel lighter, and we become stronger to face our troubles." Radha pondered the story. "Will my thinking truly change my situation?" The old lady nodded. "Yes. If you wake each morning and tell yourself, 'Today will be good,' you will find the strength to work, to care for your children, and to wait for your husband with hope in your heart. But if you only imagine what might go wrong, you will feel defeated before you even begin." Radha smiled faintly. "I understand. I will try to think better thoughts from now on." "That's the first step, my child," the old lady said warmly. Radha left, feeling lighter. Every day after that, she remembered those words. She woke up saying to herself, "Today will be a good day." She worked diligently, cared for her children, and prayed for her husband's safe return. Weeks passed. Then, one morning, a letter arrived.
She woke up saying to herself, "Today will be a good day." She worked diligently, cared for her children, and prayed for her husband's safe return. Weeks passed. Then, one morning, a letter arrived. Her husband had found steady work in the city and was sending money home. Radha was overjoyed. She ran to the old lady's cottage to share the good news. The old lady smiled knowingly. "You see, my dear, when we think positively, we open ourselves to good things. Problems will always come, that is life. But when we face them with hope, we can overcome them." Soon, word spread throughout the village about the old lady's wisdom. Many people came to seek her counsel, and to each one, she offered the same gentle truth. Think good thoughts, and good will follow. The villagers cherished her even more, for her simple words had transformed their lives. She had taught them the power of positive thinking, and that sometimes the change we seek begins within our own minds.